Let's just say it out loud, because you've already said it in your heart. Did I marry the wrong person? Maybe you've never dared to form those words in prayer. You love God, you believe in covenant, you hate divorce. And yet, somewhere between the arguments, the silence, the loneliness, and the disappointment, that phrase has floated through your mind. Did I mess up? Did I miss God? Did I choose wrong? Or did He? I'm not here to give you a fake church answer. I'm also not here to hand you a quick divorce pass and say, just leave, sis. What I want to do in this video is help you discern. There is a difference between a normal, hard season in marriage and a deeper misalignment that needs serious attention, wisdom, and sometimes radical boundaries and intervention. By the end of this video, you'll be able to recognize 5 warning signs that your situation is more than just, we're going through a rough patch. And you'll have some faith-filled first steps you can take without panic and without denial. If you're watching this with tears in your eyes or a knot in your stomach, I want you to know this. God is not shocked by your question. You are not the first woman to feel this, and He is not intimidated by your confusion. Let's bring it into the light together. Before we talk about deeper issues, we need to be honest about something. Even good, God-ordained marriages go through hard seasons. Life happens. There are times when babies are crying through the night, money is tight, and every conversation feels like it circles back to bills. Health issues drain your energy and sex drive. Work stress follows him home, or follows you home, and both of you are simply exhausted. In those seasons, you may argue more than usual, feel less connected, have less time and energy for dates, intimacy, or long, deep conversations. That does not automatically mean you married the wrong person. It means you are human, living in a broken world, in a covenant that is being tested. Sometimes you are not in a wrong marriage. You are in a neglected marriage, a tired marriage, or an under-resourced marriage. You might both still love each other, still love God, but be drowning in life and lacking tools. So if things are hard because you're adjusting to a new baby, recovering from bereavement, managing a big move or job change, you may be in a hard season, not a wrong person. But there are also situations where what you're dealing with isn't just seasonal. It is chronic. It is destructive. It is deeply misaligned. Let's talk about those. These are not a formula, and they don't replace wise counsel. But they are serious red flags that your marriage needs more than give it time. Sign 1. Chronic emotional disconnection. Roommates, not partners. The first sign is chronic emotional disconnection. This is more than being tired or introverted. This is living like roommates rather than covenant partners. You share a house, a bed, maybe children, but not a heart. There are no real conversations about fears, dreams, or what God is doing in your souls. You feel unseen, unheard, and emotionally unfed for months or years at a time. When you try to share, you get shrugs, dismissive answers, or constant distractions. You've stopped reaching out because you're tired of feeling rejected or minimized. Genesis 2, verse 24 says the two become one flesh. That includes emotional and spiritual companionship, not just bills and bodies. If emotional disconnection has become the normal temperature of your marriage, not a short cold spell, that's a warning sign. Sign 2. Contempt and disrespect on repeat. Every couple argues, but there is a difference between conflict and contempt. Contempt sounds like eye-rolling when you speak, sarcastic jabs about your intelligence, your weight, your spirituality, public jokes that actually humiliate you, talking to you like you're a child or an enemy, not a partner. Ephesians 5:33 calls husbands to love their wives and wives to respect their husbands. Mutual honor is the atmosphere God designed for marriage. If you live in an environment where disrespect is constant, whether it's coming mostly from him, mostly from you, or from both of you, that's not just a bad week. That is rot in the foundation. You cannot build intimacy on contempt. Sign 3. Spiritual misalignment and mockery of your hunger for God. The third sign is spiritual misalignment that goes beyond being at different levels of maturity. Maybe you're hungry for God. You want to pray, grow, serve, obey. But your husband mocks your desire for church or prayer, belittles your convictions, pressures you to compromise in areas God has clearly spoken to you about. He might call your convictions legalistic just because they inconvenience his flesh. He might refuse any form of spiritual conversation or shut it down with anger or ridicule. Amos 3, verse 3 asks, "Can two walk together unless they are agreed?" You don't have to be at the same level of spiritual maturity to walk together. But if one of you is trying to walk toward God and the other is dragging the other direction, constantly undermining your walk, that's a serious misalignment. Again, this is not, "He's not as deep as me." This is when your pursuit of God is treated as an irritant or a threat. Sign 4. Patterns of betrayal with no repentance. The fourth sign is ongoing patterns of betrayal, emotional, sexual, financial, or otherwise, without real repentance. We are all capable of sin and failure. A single sin, genuinely repented of, with accountability and change, is different from a pattern. Patterns look like repeated cheating, emotional affairs, or secret pornography, hidden bank accounts, gambling, or reckless spending that endangers the family, serial lying to cover tracks, promises to change that last a week and then reset. Proverbs 28, verse 13 says, "Whoever conceals his transgressions will not prosper, but he who confesses and forsakes them will obtain mercy." If there is sin being concealed instead of confessed, repeated instead of forsaken, and you are expected to act like it's fine or just forgive and move on with no fruit of change, this is not just marriage is hard. This is a breach of covenant that requires serious intervention. Sign 5. You live in constant escape fantasies and shut God out. The fifth sign is more subtle because it's about your heart. You find yourself constantly fantasizing about escape, imagining a different husband, a different life, a complete reset where you're free and adored and never misunderstood again. At the same time, you are shutting God out of the conversation. You don't actually want to hear what he has to say.
You avoid praying honestly about your marriage because you're afraid he will ask you to stay, or ask you to forgive, or ask you to face things you're not ready to face. You start feeding secret emotional worlds in novels, in movies, in social media connections, while your real covenant lies starving. This doesn't automatically mean you married the wrong person, but it does mean your heart is in a dangerous place. You are building an internal life that your spirit and your covenant cannot sustain. Your fantasies feel safer than the presence of God. That's a red flag. If what I've described in these 5 signs feels uncomfortably close to home, you are exactly the woman I had in mind when I created a free resource called 7 Silent Signals Your Marriage is in Trouble and 7 Faith-Filled Responses. In that guide, I walk you through some of the hidden warning signs that your heart and your home are in distress. Things like emotional disconnection, conversations that always end in shutdown or explosion, crying more in secret than you pray together, and quiet fantasies of escape. But I don't just name the pain. I give you biblical, practical ways to start responding in faith, not denial and not panic. If you're ready to stop suffering in silence and start walking with God through what's really happening in your marriage, you can download that guide for free using the link in the description. Your question, did I marry the wrong person, does not scare God. He is able to shine light, to heal, to confront, to guide, and to restore what can be restored, or to lead you clearly in what obedience looks like in your unique situation. You are not alone. You are not crazy. And this, confusing and painful as it is not the end of your story.